Yeah, it's your boy Gruff here, back with another video, and today I got a special video for you guys, man. Today we're back with the Tournament Power Season 110 Best Teams Guide. I know that I am a day late, but I just didn't feel like recording it yesterday, so we're doing it here. We're here back at it today. So I'm gonna talk about the best teams based off the tier list in terms of the tiers of each unit has been. Um, when it comes to these teams, like I said, I'm just gonna talk about the best characters for each team, and then also just always try to invest in 1 to 2 teams. Just try to make sure you star your characters up, get them to friendship level 10 arch boost. Just try to get them to max stats as possible, because it just gets you over the edge, right? When it comes to defense, taking less hits and then dealing more damage to the enemies, you just want your team to be as stacked as possible, so it'll be easier for you to achieve the 25 wins in a row and get the 1.5k CCs. Right, so hope you guys are still summing from Ultra Frieza or Goku, or you guys are saving. So if you guys enjoy these type of videos, subscribe to the channel. Road to 17k, and let's get straight with the first team. Alright, first team we have Blast Base Regen. When it comes to this team, we're going to talk about the backup characters, Disease first. We're going to talk about Disease. I think the best one in here is EX Yellow Piccolo. Just the amount of healing that he gives, and then plus if you have LF Piccolo on the team, he gets the Zenkai buff for him, so he hits a little bit harder, deals more damage, and it's really nice. He gives HP to yellows, I believe, so him and Piccolo will get extra HP for the team, so that's pretty nice. When it comes to the other Z tiers, I'm not really sure like who else is really good options. I'll probably say LegendsNEWZ just because his double offensive Z ability, but he's pretty squishy. After that, you could probably do Baby Vegeta. I tried him out very long time ago. He's great work because he can heal himself, and then he has the stats of a sparking character, but he still is pretty squishy as well. And then I'll probably say like the other two that's probably solid that I have used before is Lord Slug, and then maybe Baby Vegeta. Now when it comes to the S tier spot, I decided to go with Piccolo Jr. just because he's he's pretty much going to just replace CMZ once we get to the part 2. Right, Blast Z ability, which is really nice for the team. Other good options, you do have the green free-to-play DKP, so I'm going to keep him around as my main green. Good options from the S tier spots that I like is you do have EX Metal Cooler. He's a really great option. Me personally, I like him when he's Z tier, but if you need a S, he's definitely a really great option too. Zenkai Metal Cooler, he doesn't buff regen, but his stats is really good in terms of his kit. You got the free-to-play Metal Cooler, that's really good. And then that's pretty much like my favorite 5 right there. That's my favorite 5. I had to add in a 6. I'll probably add in maybe like the free-to-play First Form Cell, and then the EX Perfect Form Cell because of the debuffs that he gives. But the top 5 is Green DKP, PJ, Zenkai Metal Cooler, free-to-play Metal Cooler, and then EX Metal Cooler. So when it comes to the main 6 here, nothing really changes here, right? You got Super Baby 2 core in terms of healing. And then I decided to take down Omega because he's not in the S tier, so I added in Boo Tanks just because he gets the guaranteed blue card, high key recovery. Him and LF Piccolo does the same thing. CMZ heals, ramps up, and then he charges his blue card over time. Usually gets one every other match. Cell, I think he's just the best overall purple character. And Green, like I said, for DKP, he's an S tier character right now, so I just feel like he's the most valuable green character. But if you look for the best colors, best alternate colors for each color, when it comes to the red, I'm talking about for the main 6 here. If it's not CMZ, then I'll probably go Ultra Cell. Then after that, I'll probably look at characters like Boo, Han, Red, 21, Goku, Piccolo in terms of the blast base side. If you want to go strike base, you can add in LF Zamasu as well, and you'll be fine there in terms of the yellow. Me personally, like I said, I like LF Piccolo, but other good options for the yellow side is probably going to be Majin Buu Good, Rage Shenron, and then if you want to go strike base, you can add in like Ultra Kid Buu and Super Baby 2, and then like the Zenkai Perfect Cell. But then, like I said, you're just building a strike base team. When it comes to the purple, I think purple is probably Regen's worst color, purple and green. So LF Cell, I think he's number 1 for me. Number 2, I'll probably add in Garlic Jr. Number 3, I'll probably add in Zenkai Perfect Form Cell. That'll be my top 3. Yeah, that's my top 3. And then probably 4th, I'll add in like Super Boo, the free-to-play version. After that, we got green, free-to-play, DKP for sure. A really good options if you do want to look at the C tier option. You just don't want to add too many of them. But if you do want to look at the C tier option, I'll definitely go first form Cell, and then I'll probably go Omega, and then Cryhon, 1, 2, and 3. But other than that, you do have some other good options that's not in the C tier boost, like Baby Trunks. You do have Evil Boo. I think he's actually in B tier, and then you also have this free to play Zamasu. I think those are the really 3 good characters that's not in the C tier boost that I would use. Next is gonna be Blue. Last color. Like I said, Super Baby 2 is a must-have. If you don't have him, like I said, Boo Tanks is a really good option. You also have Omega Shenron. You do have LF Kid Boo. You do have this second form Cell that's really good, pretty solid. You also have the second form Metal Cooler as well. So yeah, honestly, I might actually take Boo Tanks out and probably add him in for another S tier boost. Not gonna lie, I might actually think about doing that. So I might take Boo Tanks out and add in Metal Cooler just for the extra points. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the team. Let's hop to the next one. All right, next thing we have is androids. Let's get straight to the Z tiers. I think the 2 that I really like from here is pretty much this EX Purple GT17, Super 17. And then if I had to pick 2 other, I'd probably go with the Android, I believe it's 14. Android 15, the old sparkling one, and the EX one. That'd probably be the other 2 that I would choose from. But definitely EX Super 17 for sure. When it comes to the S tier, you got a few options here. You do have Gamma 1. I think Gamma 1 is a really solid character. And then you also have Purple 17. I think the one thing I like about him is, one, I mean, he does Zenkai Purple androids, I believe, right? Purple androids. And then he also nullifies the first attack that gets to him. So that's kind of like another level of defense. So that's really powerful. So if you want to add in him, he's really nice. And then some other good characters. I mean, they have a lot of good characters to choose from here. You have the first form Cell. Aider is fine. He's a strike base. And then you have like Cell Jr. I think I wish he was in the Z tier compared to the C. I mean S, but Cell Jr. is not bad. Super 17, the Zenkai one is solid, but I just think they're just better ones in my opinion. So Gamma 1, Purple 17 for sure are like my top 2 favorites that I like. When it comes to the main 6 though, I always add in the EX first form just because of how valuable it is. Just HP for the team. He heals, he supports, he's Zenkai buffs a yellow. Android 18 kind of does the same thing. You kind of have your 2 healers, support characters, so then everybody else can just kind of just do damage. 17, I feel like he's just the best blue still. There's other options to choose from now, but I feel like he still has the edge in terms of what he does and he provides for the team. First form Cell, I think he's just the best overall green, healing himself by 10% and debuffing depending on the turn. Great survivability. Red wise, Super 17, just every time he lands a blast card, he gives him debuff to the enemies, which is really nice. And if he absorbs a blast, it's even more buff to himself and debuffs for the enemy. And in Purple 17, this future one, Future 17, me personally, I just think he's kind of a jack of all trades. He kind of does a little bit of everything, but I don't think he really excels at anything. But I think that's a good thing. He kind of heals, he gives a little bit of support, he charges up his blue card a little bit. So I just feel like overall he's just a good character to have, in my opinion. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the best colors for each color. When it comes to blue, I like 17. I always put him number 1, but number 2, I'll probably do the TOP 18, and then third, I'll probably put in the second form Cell. After that, when it comes to green, I always like first form Cell. Other great options is you do have Magenta, even though he's more strike based, he does have great debuffs, and he does get a guaranteed blue once there's 3 or less enemies alive. And then Gamma 1 is probably my top 3 favorites in terms of like blast cards, and then Zenkai, probably Zenkai 21. I'll probably put her probably 4th. And everybody else is kind of like strike based, like this 16, for example. After that, we're going to go purple. Purple, there's some really good options here. If you do want to use one of your C-tails on a purple android character instead of like red or green, you definitely can do LF Perfect Form Cell. You could do Zenkai LF Perfect Cell. And then after that, like I said, I'll probably do Future 17 third. And then I'll probably do the old 17 4th for the purple wise. After that, we're going to go yellow. Yellow, I feel like these two are really hard to replace because they just do really well at what they do. Is going to be First Form, EXL, and the free-to-play Majin Buu Saga 18. I just feel like it's really hard to like replace them, but they have some other options in terms of if you want to go more offensive. You do have Gammas, Tag Gammas. After that, you do have Future 18s. He's more supporting as well. You do have Zenkai, Perfect Form Cell. And then you do have this EX Android 18. She's really solid as well. And then after that, you got Red. Red, I mean, there's probably two really great options. You have Ultra Cell and then Super 17. And then after that, you got like some other solid options like Red 21 Zenkai Tag Droids as 3 and 4. And then the other ones are kind of just like in tier 3, like this Red Transforming Cell. Then you have like Super 13, and then you have like Zenkai Revival Cell. So yeah, that's pretty much it with androids. Hop to the next team. All right, next we got LOE Blast. So not gonna lie, like LOE, like literally the past season, literally got a lot of love. They got a lot of new characters, a lot of Zenkai characters, a lot of stuff. So completely different team than what we normally see. But let's break it down. Oh yeah, and I did pull Ultra Frieza. I was able to save up 3,000. And I got 2 copies in the same rotation, so that was pretty nuts. But yeah, let's break it down. Let's talk about the backup characters. So here, me personally, I think there's 3 really good backup characters from the Z tier spot. Number 1 is this EX Final Form Frieza. Really good character, great support. Just really one of the most valuable EX characters for TOP for sure. So the fact that he's in Z tier this season is really valuable. Second, I'll probably do Mecha Frieza, double offensive Z abilities. And then he can get double Zenkai buff if you have 3 purples at the same time, Chilled and Purple Frieza. No. Yeah, he should be able to get double Zenkai buff. And I just feel like he's just the second best overall Z tier character, so I just added them two as my main. But another good character I would choose from that will be in here is probably the Zenkai Final Form Frieza, just because, you know, he has the stats and he should be able to like just to hold his own just based off that. But I just I'll put him still third. But in terms of the S tiers, there's some good S tiers. They have a lot of great S tiers for this season. You got Zenkai Metal Cooler that I really like. You got this Final Form, Zenkai Final Form Full Power Frieza. The regular summonable one. You have the DBS Frieza here. You have the Zenkai Metal Cooler. Not Metal Cooler, free to play Metal Cooler. You have this green Frieza. I like him more when he's in the Z tier, but he's still a great S tier option. And then you also have Metal Cooler EX, where I think he's way more valuable Z tier than S, but he's still a good option. And then you also have the free-to-play Final Form Cooler. So a lot of great options from the S tier and the Z tier. So it shouldn't be that hard to get points with this team. It all kind of just depends on what you do with your main 6. So the main 6, there's a lot of changes with LOE. First is we're going to talk about Golden Frieza. I feel like he's just still the best yellow. He's in the C tier, so he's not getting no points, but he's just a guaranteed blue card. You still just got to just rock him regardless. Really, really powerful character still. So you definitely still want to add him on your team. After that, we got Chilled, kind of like the main core of the team. HP for the team, giving support. A lot of stuff that he does is really powerful, but the HP and supporting is really powerful. And then high Q restore speed. And then if you do have the LF Purple Frieza, another character that's going to get double Zenkai buff for himself and Chilled. And then after that, high key restore speed with Chilled, so they usually attack first. The 2 purples usually attack first, which is really nice, supporting for the team. Immobilize an enemy as well, which is really powerful. So I always rock them together. And then after that, you have Zenkai Revival Frieza, right? So, you know, he has way more stats compared to what he did. He had extra little stuff in his kit. But, you know, you're still rocking him because of that healing and that support that he gives for his team. But now he kind of is just way stronger as an individual character, right? Giving debuffs and everything too. So that's really powerful. You're always going to keep him on the team. Now, when it comes to these last 2 characters, it kind of just depends. Do you want more survivability or more damage? So, me personally, you do have, like I said, the Ultra Frieza. I mean, really powerful character. He's building up his blue card every time he lands a card. Only by 10%, but that's still a lot. And the only thing I don't like about this kid is he has like a thing where he, depending on where his health is at, he gets this extra boost here. But everything else, like, is really just build up that special move. And then once you launch that, like, he just does a ton of damage. So if you want a more of a damage dealing character, green, then you can go Ultra Frieza. But if you want more of someone that does more healing and support, you can go down to the C tier and rock the TOP free to play Frieza, because he's another character that heals and debuffs the enemies. So It just depends on what you want. And in terms of the red, we also do have a new red for LOE, the third form Frieza. Really great offensive blast based character. He slowly builds up his blue card as well. So it kind of just depends on, do you want more someone that does damage or someone that survivability and in the higher tier boost. So kind of just preference at this point between the green and the red for LOE. But I think the main core four you really want is chilled Frieza, golden Frieza, and a revival Frieza, and then the green and red, it kind of just depends. You probably gonna be alternating it depending on the season, and like I said, what you prefer more. Someone that gives more support for the team, more healing, survivability, or just someone that's just straight up more of a damage dealer between the green and red colors. So yeah, that's pretty much it with that team there. When it comes to the best colors, like I said, for red, let me just take this off. Red, like I said, there's really three options in terms of the main six. Third form Frieza, and then you have DBS Frieza, you have Metal Cooler. Yellow, like I said, I always go with the TOP Frieza. You have the Stonable Full Power Frieza, LF Full Power Frieza, and then you have Cooler, EX Cooler. Purple, you have Chilled LF Frieza, and then I'm gonna go Mecha Frieza, and then UGF and Go Frieza. Green, you have, to me, I think the top two is Ultra Frieza, this TOP Frieza, the free-to-play one. Then you have the Zenkai Cooler, first form Cooler, and then you have this Frieza here, and then you have like final form Cooler, the free-to-play one. Blue wise, you have Revival Frieza, free-to-play Metal Cooler, and then you're just looking at like Go Frieza. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the team. Let's hop to the next one. All right, next team we have Frieza Force. Frieza Force, I mean, I guess for this season, it's pretty much just Frieza. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, we can talk about the other options for sure, but I definitely want to break this team down, right? Because since LOE got buffed, Frieza Force is gonna get buffed as well. So let's get straight into it, bro. In terms of the Z tier characters, they got a lot of great options. In my opinion, they got pretty much the same options. I mean, my favorite too is probably gonna be Mecha Frieza and then the EX Red Frieza. In terms of the other two characters I'll probably talk about, would probably be like this Zenkai Final Form Frieza and then probably EX Monray. That's probably the other two that I really like. But other than that, all the other ones are cool. All the other ones are solid. There's some good options like Jace, pretty much. Maybe Captain Goku, Ginyu Goku, right? But other than that, if you look at the S tiers, they got a lot of options, right? They got Naval. I mean, Naval is a must run just because of the healing for the team. Full Power Frieza, the Zenkai. You have Revival Ginyu, you have DBS Frieza, you have Jason Birder, you have Raccoon and Gudo. I think the tag Raccoon, I don't actually have them, but I bet that they're in S tier. You have EX Ginyu, you have just a lot of good options. EX Green Frieza, you have the Raspberry. You have a lot of great options for the S tier as well to choose from. So in terms of Frieza Force, just a lot of broad options in the Z's and the S. So in terms of the main six, it's pretty much the same thing like an LOE. You have this Frieza here supporting. He's one of your main healers. To your secondary here, he's your main healer. Naval gives support, heals a little bit end of each turn, and then one of your main damage dealers is Golden Frieza with the guaranteed blue beginning of the first turn and an ultimate card if you have him on the yellow. And then for the green, I just added in Ultra Frieza because I pulled him. But if you guys don't, I can show you guys some other options. And then for the red, I mean, he's a free-to-play character. The Frieza here, the third form Frieza. Get him to 14, bro. I mean, he's the newest one. And he does great blast damage, bro. He really helps the team out. So, pretty much Frieza Force is pretty much going to be Frieza's. But in terms of the good options that you guys can choose for, like I said, Frieza Force has a lot of options for each color. Red, like 3 of my favorite reds I'll probably go is for the main 6. It's probably going to be the Raditz. He gets a guaranteed blue card. It's just that he has slow Q recovery. Jason Bird is a really great option. You have my high stars, and then the third form Frieza. That's my favorite 3. After that, for yellow, we have Angel Golden Frieza. Then you have this Frieza here. Then you have the LF Frieza, and then you have Nappa. The only reason why I have Nappa last is because he's in C tier right now. Me personally, I don't think he's a C tier worth character. But as time goes by, he's gonna be in the B's and the A's and stuff. His value is gonna rise. But purple LF Frieza. Then you have this Nappa here. I put him a little bit lower just because he's in the C tier spot. You also have Revival Ginyu. I know he's strike based, but he's still an all around good character. And then Mecha Frieza. And then you have like Go Frieza and UGF. So I do Frieza, I'll do Mecha Frieza. Nah, I actually do this Frieza. I'll do Nappa, I'll do Ginyu, and then I'll do like Go Frieza and UGF. After that, in terms of the green options, in terms of if you want more healing, you could definitely add in this Golden Frieza. You have Ultra Frieza, Naval. I mean, in terms of his healing and stuff, he's super valuable. And then I also do like the Saiyan Saga Vegeta. That's literally like my top 4 greens in terms of the main 6 there. And then after that, you have blue. It's gonna be Jason Birder. It's gonna be Revival Frieza. And that's pretty much it. And I'll probably do this free to play Broly. That's probably my top 3 blues for the team. So yeah, let's hop into the next team. All right, next we have Majin Buu Saga Blast Base. Let's talk about the Z tier option. I think there's 3 options that you can choose from. From the Z tier options, it's probably gonna be the EX Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, the Transforming Kid Trunks, and then the third option I'll probably do EX Dabura. Usually that's one of the biggest issues with Majin Buu Saga is really just their high tier characters, and just like a lot of their characters, Z booties doesn't really link up, so that's kind of like the biggest issue with Majin Buu Saga. But other than that, they're pretty solid. So in terms of the S tier, I think my favorite one is by far going to be TN just because of his Z ability helps with Blast, especially for this Blast based team. And like I said, a lot of characters, Z ability doesn't really subscribe to Majin Buu Saga. So having him in there is really valuable. In terms of the other characters I like, if you have more of a Saiyans, then this guy's value is pretty high. If you have more of a Saiyans Majin Buu Saga team. The Videl is strike based, so I mean she has some type of value if you have her at high stars, and then this Vegeta I believe gives some type of buffs to Majin Buu Saga, but strike based. And then I'll add in this Vegeta just because if you rock more of a Saiyans, then his value is way higher. So I'll say those are like my top 5, but definitely TN is definitely number 1 for me for the S tier side. Now when it comes to the main 6, I decided to switch it up a little bit, bro. I decided to add in Buhan in here just because he gives double offensive abilities for the team. And I feel like if I was to add Gotenks is really good. He's way better than Buhan. It's just that he's a C tier option and then double defense. So it kind of just hurts the team in terms of dishing out offensive high blast damage because a lot of the characters in here is providing defense, right? You have Gohan that's providing double defense. Then you have this guy that's providing double defense. And then the Buu Bros here doesn't even really give a crazy good buff to Majin Buu Saga besides extra strike attack. So, yeah, you know, that kind of sucks, right? But other than that, you have, 18, you have TN, and then you have Buhan that's all giving blast attack for the team. So, just so they can deal more damage because you're trying to kill those enemy characters as fast as possible. You're not really trying to absorb a lot of hits. I mean, of course you want the survivability, but you also want to kill them. So not having characters that's providing that blast attack Z ability for the team kind of hurts them. So that's why I decided to add in Buhan in there. There's some different options. There's some different teams and stuff that you can switch up, right? So you have your support. You have another kind of type of support where he's giving health restoration. So that means 18's healing is going to be way better. And then he's able to heal himself, which is really nice. And then Evil Buu, he's able to heal himself every turn. And then I just think that he's a pretty solid character. You could definitely switch him out with with Pui Pui with the HP and then extra damage buffs that he provides for the team. It just all depends on your preference. But I'm going to rock with this team for sure. You definitely want to have some damage dealers on the team. So that's why I wanted to add in the Buu Bros and Ultimate Gohan. For sure, I think Buhan himself does some pretty good damage as well, and then Tien I think he does pretty solid damage. So in terms of like the best colors for the main 6 wise, red, like I said, it's probably gonna be Gotenks number 1. Number 2 I'm gonna put Buhan, and then number 3 I'll put Shin depending on what type of support you're trying to get off the team. After that, yellow, I'm gonna go 18, and I'm gonna go Majin Buu Good. Then I'll probably say third I'll probably put this Vegeta, just depends on if you have a full Saiyans team. And then I'll probably put this Goten if you have a lot more hybrids on the setup. Purple wise, I think there's 2. You have Ultimate Gohan, and then you have the free-to-play Super Saiyan 3 Goku here. And then after that, I'll probably do free-to-play Super Buu. Green wise is either Pui Pui or Evil Buu for the blast side of things, right? He gives HP for the team and support, so that's really nice for the team. And then after that, blue wise, it's pretty much TN and Buu duos. And then you have Evil Buu. You could definitely do Buu tanks as well. But his Z ability provide, it's more for regen, just like LF Kid Buu. But there are definitely some options for the blast base side. And then I probably put the Burr in there. I mean, his Z ability is way worse. It only does blue. But if you need a blue, you could definitely for the blast base side of Majin Buu Saga. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. Let's hop into the next team. All right, next we have Vegeta Strike Base. I only will advise using this team if you have Ultra Majin Vegeta. I just don't know how the team is without him. So for all the Ultra Majin Vegeta fans, definitely I recommend this team. If you don't have him, I don't know how good the team is. But let's get straight to it. Backup characters wise, I think the best Z tier is the Kid Trunks. I don't really know there's any other good options that really stands out to me. Maybe the Zenkai Trunks here, but I'm not really the biggest. I wouldn't really advise it. I'm not too confident in him, but for sure I'll definitely say Kid Trunks. S tier wise, I think there's a few options that I like. You have the Angel Vegeta, the one I have on my bench there. You do have Zenkai Majin Vegeta, the red one. You do also have the Coat Vegeta. You do have this Super Saiyan Cooler Vegeta. And then I'll probably say last is probably this Majin Vegeta free to play, but I'll put him last for sure. Whew. Alright, so anyways, the main six here, I always add Bull Vegeta just because the healing and support for the team. As in my second support, I add in that Majin Buu Saga Vegeta. Just because, just more healing, like just two characters that provides healing for the team and support. I always try to go for at least two of those per team, so he's kind of like the second one. Yellow, like I said, I don't have Ultra Majin Vegeta, but the second best one would probably be Fusing Gogeta Blue. But Ultra Majin Vegeta is definitely who I would have number one. And then green wise, I have Trunks. Me personally, I don't have the Diamond Vegeta. Diamond Vegeta, I believe, is, to me, I think he's the best green strike base green Vegeta clan character. Then after that, I have red Trunks. I always have red Trunks in mind here just because one, they heal themselves and they give support as well. And they're Zenkai characters, so they have pretty good stats and damage wise. So I always add them as like a solid red. And they're not in the C tier spot, so I always add them in there. And then for my blue, I just add in the Sword of Hope Trunks. Just why not? I think he's just overall just a really good blue character in my opinion. So when it comes to the best characters for each color though, for the main six, if we're talking about red, like I said, it kind of just depends on what you want. So like, but this Vegeta support, but some other good options that I haven't talked about. If you have a high star Super Vegeta, he's really good. I think he's in the B tier option, so that's really nice. And I probably do 8 Vegeta. If you're not talking about Trunks and Majin Buu Saga. Vegeta yellow, like I said, is gonna be Ultra Majin Vegeta, and then after that, it's gonna be this Vegeta for the strike base side, and then after that is like, if you want more support, then you have this Angel Vegeta, and then I probably put fourth is probably just Pan Trunks Giru, right, and then after that, let's go to purple. Purple is Bull Vegeta, and then second, if you're looking for like someone like a damage dealer, you could definitely always go with Blue Boys for sure. Green Shredder Trunks isn't a bad character either. And then you also have the Succession Grunks. They have equal stats. I know they're more blast based, but they have equal stats in Strike and Blast. Green Diamond Vegeta is number 1. 2 is Super Saiyan Trunks LF. 3 I'll probably do Tag 4s. And then 4th I'll do Drip Trunks. Blue, I'm gonna go Sword of Hope. I'm gonna go Fusing Vegito. I'm gonna go Succession Grunks. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it there. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team we have Strike Base movies. Like I said, when it comes to movies has got such a super just broad amount of characters to choose from, and it kind of just depends on what type of movie setup you have. Personally, like hybrids, more of a PO setup, more of a Saiyan setup. Depending on what you have, you're going to have just a way different movie setup and everything like that. So let's get straight into it. I try to diversify it based on what I have in terms of my account and what what type of movie setup I'm probably going to have better. So I usually have more of like a PO hybrids type of movies build. So let's get straight into it. So when we're talking about the Z tier, I really think like just the one that stands out the most for this season. Usually they have way more Z tier options, but this season, I mean, if you have the new Bardock, EX Bardock, then I know he's blast based, but just overall he's just the best Z tier character right now. All the other characters here doesn't really like catch an eye for me personally, so I'll just stick with him. If not, then you have a plethora of S tier options to choose from. You have the EX Metal Cooler. Some of the ones that I like I said, if you're looking for strike side, Hero Tapion, just because he's a red Zenkai for movies, so just a lot of powerful red movies. So having him to Zenkai buff one of those characters is a really good team build. You got Videl, you have Ader, you have Daze, you have the EX Cooler, you have Gokua, you have Thouser, you have that's the ones that I really like. Yeah, that's the one that really stands out to me for sure. Strike base side, I mean, in terms of you want to add in some blast based characters you don't really care too much, then you have like Zenkai Cooler, Metal Cooler. Then you have like Gamma One. You have like the Roshi there. You have like the blue free to play Metal Cooler. Then you have the free to play Final Form Cooler, and then you have this EX green Frieza for sure. But if you're trying to keep it strike based, then I'll recommend the ones I said first. When it comes to the main six, though, like I said, for like my setup, I wanted to diversify it a little bit. So I'm always going to rock Pan just because of the HP and the extra buffs he gives for Gohan characters. And I don't have Yellow Ultimate Gohan, Yellow Ultra Beast Gohan. I don't have him, but I still have the other remaining Beast Gohans and Gohan characters, right? So I added in Blue Beast, and then I added in Red Nerd Gohan just because he's in the B tier spot instead of the C tier of Red Transforming Beast. So I always prefer adding him in there instead of having to use so many C tier characters. And then here I added in Garlic Jr. as my main purple, right? Because I have him for regen purposes and I feel like he just helps the team out. Yellow wise, I could have added in Gotenks up there if I wanted to. You could add in him. I decided to go with Yellow Tapion. But you can definitely add in Fat Gotenks. And like I said, Ultra Beast for sure. And then green for me, I just added in Magenta just because of the debuffs he gives. He's have better strike damage, and then he gets a guaranteed blue depending on how many remaining enemies are left. So I really do value Magenta a lot. Multiple characters to choose from. Let's talk about it here. Let's get to it in terms of the main six. So my favorite reds: Pan, I'll say Nerd Han, I will say Red Transforming Beast, I'll say LF Cooler. Hero Tapion is really good if you want to like Zenkai buff another red on your team. So that's pretty much like my 5 favorite reds. Hopefully I'm not missing any red movies characters. I might actually be. I just can't remember. Hopefully I'm not forgetting a character that I didn't pull. Yellow, definitely Yellow Ultra Beast if you have him, rock him. After that, number 2 for me, I usually go with Fat Gotenks. You can go with Fusion Gogeta Blue, Zenkai Gogeta Blue, and then Hero Tapion. That's really like my favorite 5 yellow strike base. Purple wise, I'm gonna go Garlic Jr. You have Ultra DBZ Broly. You have Ultra UGF Broly. I mean not UGF. You have Ultra DBZ Broly. You have Ultra UGF. Ultra UGB. You have the Blue Bros or the Blue Boys. After that, then I'll probably do like Light Skin Piccolo and then Red Ribbon Army Piccolo. After that, let's go to the green. Green, you do have Super Saiyan God Goku. Really powerful character, guaranteed blue. So that's really powerful him. I do like Magenta, and then I also really like Drip Trunks and then Videl. That's pretty much like my top 4. I probably do Dragon Fist Goku 5th. And then after that, for blue, I'm going to go not Ultra Beast, LF Blue Beast for sure. Especially if you're pairing him up with Pan. He just does way more damage. You also have, like I said, Ultra USG. You have Ultra Janemba. Ader's a really good option. You have the... Excuse me. Who else? Strike base wise, I think Turles is more blast based, so I'm not gonna really talk about Ultra Turles. And then I got Shafted on his banner. And then LFDB Broly. DBS Broly for sure. Gamma 2, and then Broly Chila. So those are some good blue options to choose from, just depending on what you have on your account for the movie Sagas team. But yeah, other than that, let's hop into the next team. All right, so for the next team we have is going to be GT Strike Base. Let's get straight to it. So for the Z tier, bro, they haven't really got that many Z tier options. I think this is the best overall Z tier character for this season is Super 17. If I had to pick a second one, I'd probably do Baby Vegeta, but I'm not really too certain about what he does. Like, I know he's pretty I know that he's pretty squishy as a character. He can heal himself and give support for his allies, but I just don't know how solid he is. If you guys rock GT, let me know. So we're just gonna go down to the S tier. So I decided to go with EX Oob. I think he's just the overall best character. For the strike base side, you have some good options like this Trunks here, and then you have this Goku here, the free to play one. The Zenkai Vegeta. That's pretty much like my favorite four that stands out. But when we're talking about the main six, I always keep Super Baby 2 and Vegeta and Bulla just because of the healing that they give for the team. But when it comes to the green, like it's pretty much Tag 4s, and I love Gogeta 4 as the best, like just green strike based character for GT. After that, yellow, you have different options. I just went with Shin just because I didn't want to use too many C tier options. You could use Super Baby 2 or LF4Ku, but I just went with Shin just because double offensive Z ability, and he's in the B tier spot, so you're getting some type of points with him. Red wise, I decided to go with Omega just because Omega, and I mean you have this Goku here that you can definitely rock if you want more points. You can definitely rock this Kid Goku, but usually I prefer when this Goku's in S tier. I kind of put him out more than the other than Omega, but the A tier and the B tier are pretty close in terms of points. But if you just want that extra little points, then you could definitely rock this Kid Goku. And then blue, I just decided to add in the Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku just because him and Super Baby 2 both Zenkai each other. So it just helps with survivability between the two characters, getting double Zenkai buffs. So that's really great synergy there. When it comes to the best colors for each, if we look at red here, I mean it's pretty much this Kid Goku and it's pretty much Omega in terms of strike base reds. Yellow wise, like I said, you have three options. You have Super Baby 2, 4Ku, and then you have the Omega, Zenkai Omega. Or I keep saying Zenkai Omega, Zenkai Shin. My bad about that. Purple is pretty much 2. It's either Ultra Gogeta 4 or Bulla Vegeta. Then after that, when it comes to green, it's pretty much Tag 4s or LF Gogeta 4. And then blue, you're going to have Super Baby 2 just because of his healing. And then the Kid Goku Super Saiyan 3, and then go freeze. I mean, the cells is probably third. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with strike base. Let's hop into the blast base side of the team. All right, next team we have blast base GT. So, I mean, when it comes to Z tier, it's pretty much the same. Like the strike base side, you have the Super 17 EX, and then like I said, second will probably be Baby Vegeta, but I don't have a lot of confidence in him, in my opinion. Really squishy character. But if you want to do two Zs, I'll say those are the best two for this season. S tier wise, you have a lot of great blast based ones that you guys can choose from. Zenkai Super Saiyan Vegeta. You have the red Super Saiyan Kid Goku. You have that not baby Trunks, but you have that green EX Trunks. And then you have Oob. Oob is more strike based, but he's still just an overall good character to choose from for sure. Depending on what you want to do here, you could do Super 17 if you want to like Zenkai buff Omega for the team. If you want to do that, you definitely can do that as well. But when it comes to the main six, like I said, Bulla Vegeta and Super Baby 2, they're just there for the double heals. And then the other four is just pretty much your main, your damage dealer, just character that just does damage on the team and stuff. So for the C tier, I mean, I'm always going to add in Omega. I think Omega's just the best, like, main 6 green blast based characters. There's definitely other blast based greens to choose from, but he's just the best overall one in my opinion. Red after that, it's gonna be red Super 17. Just him and the debuffs that him and Omega provide together is pretty nuts for the enemies. So I really do like that synergy between the two. Then when it comes to the other two colors, you're pretty much just filling out the yellows and purple spots. For purple wise, I just added in 17 because 17 is really the only purple blast based GT character that's sparking, which is nuts. And then after that, I went with Rage. Rage, I mean, provides double defense, but I mean support for the team. He gets hit, strike wise, paralyzed. If you get hit blast, he heals a little bit. So great sustainability, survivability for the team. Can't go wrong with that. So when it comes to the best characters for each colors for the blast base side of things, let's go. Red, Super 17 is just number 1 for me. Number 2, I'll probably do this Super Saiyan Kid Goku. Third, I'll do free to play Shin. And then fourth, it will probably be Zenkai for Vegeta. Yellow is probably going to be, you got a few options with yellow. You can go Rage, you can go Zenkai Shin, just because double offensive Z abilities, but he's in B tier compared to Rage being an A, so I kind of give him a little bit of the edge. And then after that is the Zenkai Super Saiyan Vegeta, but he's more for the backup more so. So that's why I decided to add him third. All the other ones are strike based like Super Baby 2 and 4Ku. Purple is really only GT17. That's for blast base side. Green, you have Omega. After that, I would say Baby Trunks, and then it's then it's pretty much full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. If you have him at hella high stars, you could definitely put him. I'll probably put him second. If you have him at really high stars, like 9 stars or higher, you could definitely just rock him for sure. So I'll probably say if you have him at high stars, he's second, and then third, and then I'll put him fourth. But if you have him at low stars, then I'll put him fourth, or I'll put him third. Blue, Super Baby 2. After that, it's pretty much Omega, EX Omega, and then after that, it's pretty much this Goku here, the LF1. So yeah, that's pretty much it with GT. Let's hop to the next team. All right, next team we have Blast Base Unireps. So I ain't gonna lie, this season they still getting hold, bro. Both the Strike Base and Blast Base for Unireps. So me personally, I probably wouldn't recommend rocking them, but if you still want to rock them for sure, they just have a lot of characters in that C tier spot that they need to move to higher tiers because they have a lot of their good characters in there. But we're gonna try our best. So in terms of the Z tier option, I really think the best ones out of these 8 options is probably Blue Topo. I just think overall he's probably the best one, but I'm not too confident in him. But if I had to pick one, it would be him because you need to have a Z tier. I just don't know if you'll be able to get high points with 2 S tiers as your backup. So you're kind of having to force yourself to use a Z tier character for this season. S tier wise, I think the most best option is probably the EX Yellow Topo. The other 2 that I'll probably recommend is EX Jiren and then EX Champa. The other ones I'm not the biggest fan of. The other Ribrians and Rosie Kakunzas and stuff, I'm not. So I think those are the best 3S. And when you come to the main 6 here, your main healer here is going to be Kale. So Kale is in B tier. So she usually is in A. Now she got dropped down to B. And then after that, like your C tier, you kind of have to just be real picky on who you choose. Me personally, I don't have a good purple to choose from because I do have a good purple. It's just I don't want to rock 4 C's, so I kind of have to maybe switch up my team a little bit. But when it comes to this, though, I decided to let's switch around. Let's just put Jiren in here because I need a purple. I have MVP 17. I mean, I just think overall blue, he's still like the best overall blue for blast base. After that, we have yellow AGF Frieza because guaranteed blue, just someone that's just a high offensive damage dealer. We need that on our team. He's in C tier, and then purple Jiren. All the purple blast base, even if you have the evolution Vegeta, I bet you that he's in C tier because Kale Khalifa here is in C. So I'm assuming all the other Part 1 Unireps characters are still in C tier. So I add in Jiren as my purple. You could add in evolution. You can add in UI. After that, for green, I just added in Kaba just because Kaba's, I don't want to add in another C tier. So I just added in Kaba in there because Kaba's in the A tier spot. But if you want to add in someone that just provides another healing for the team, you could definitely add in Frieza for sure. You could definitely do that. And, you have less points, but, better survivability. So it kind of depends on what you want to do there. And then red, I decided to just play it safe and add in not Topo, but Bergamo. HP for the team. I think he's just pretty solid, valuable character overall. And red Kaba is in the C tier spot as well. So you don't want to add in too many C tier spots on your main 6, so you're not going to get no points for real. So it's just kind of just tough for Unireps because all their best characters are all in C tier, and then the B tier options are like pretty okay, right? You know, so they're just kind of been getting cold this past couple of seasons. But I'm gonna try my best to make a good blast based one, just so you guys can try to accumulate the good amount of points to get the 1.5k CCs. But I would recommend probably switching to a different team for this season. Hopefully they get better buffs for next season for sure, but right now it's not looking too good for them. So let's hop into the strike base side. All right, next we have is strike base Unireps. I think strike base Unireps might be a little bit better just because you could probably finesse your way in some of the older characters and being, since they're not all in the C tiers for the strike base side, but still Unireps should still hold. So let's talk about it, bro. I mean, backup character is still the same character. It's gonna be Blue Topo. Like I said, you're probably going to need a Z tier character for this season for this team, because their teams, a lot of their best characters in the C tier spot. So you just need someone that can carry a lot of points. And the best option right now is Blue Topo, and I'm not really the most confident in him. So that says a lot about Unireps this season. But S tier wise, I'm gonna go EX Topo. I mean, you have some other options. EX Jiren and Champ are both blue characters, and they're both strike based. So if you want to prefer that, you definitely can. If you want to stick with just yellow Topo, you guys can for sure. But those are the best three options that I like from this season for the S tier side. And then if you look at the main 6 here, what I did here, you got to add in Kale for the support, and then I added in Jiren as well. He's kind of like our secondary support character. Kind of heals and gives support buffs for his allies certain turns, so that's really nice for the team. After that, I just added in yellow to Kaioken Goku, the Zenkai ones, just because he has a guaranteed blue. So it's just someone that just high damage dealer, someone that can deal some damage on the team. After that, I added in blue TOP 18. She's strike based. She has equal stats. She gives nice supports for her allies, and she slowly ramps up her blue card. Every other fight, she can get a guaranteed blue, so that's pretty powerful. And just another offensive blue, because Kale is support, so you kind of just want someone that's a little bit more offensive side of the same color as Kale. So I decided to add in blue TOP 18. Green wise, since I don't want to delve too much, like add in so many characters for the C tier spots, because I already use two? I have 2 so far, right? Do I have 2? Let me trip. Unireps, where you at? Where you at? Did I pass you? No. Yeah, Unireps, I have 2. I could probably add in the 3rd character, but I decided just to go to B tier and add in Kiawe, just because she's in the B tier spot. And then Bergamo, I believe he's in the A tier spot, so I just kind of just stuck with him as my main A, just because, no, he's in B tier. Wow. Bergamo's in the B tier, just because I don't want to add in another character that's in the C tier, just to grab as many points as possible for the team. So, I mean, like I said, Unireps is pretty tough. He's in a really tough pickle so far. Of course, you have like the other characters, like Kale and Caulifla is really good. You can replace them for Kiawe. You have MUI Goku you can replace for TOP 18. You have so many of these characters, but they're all in the C tier batch. So hopefully they kind of look into this tier and kind of remove some of these characters that doesn't really need to deserve to be there anymore. The only issue is that they're pretty much going to keep all the LFs in here. All the LFs are going to pretty much be in the C tier spots and ultras. So they kind of need to start looking at more like the 1% sparking to kind of move them around. But it's going to be pretty tough. It's going to be pretty tough for Unireps. But these past couple seasons, they've been holding them. So anyway, let's hop into the last tag. I'm going to catch you guys there. All right, next team we have Blast Base Hybrids. Let's get straight into it. So talk about the backup characters. I think they got some good backup characters for sure. I decided to go with the Transforming Kid Trunks and then the EX Kid Gohan, just because they're both in Z tier. I think another good option that you guys can choose from is probably this Gotenks here. The only issue is he buffs green and yellow with his Z ability, but I think he can still work out. You look at the S tier spots. Wow, they don't really got that many characters, huh? I'll probably say my top 2 that I like is probably Krillhan and then probably this EX Gohan here. You just definitely want to make sure you rock a Trunks character with him so you can get extra boost. And I'll probably add him third, this transforming future Gohan there. So, but let's talk about the main 6. I'm always going to add Pan just because the best characters pretty much for hybrids are Gohan characters. So her providing HP, giving extra little buffs for Gohan and Piccolo characters. Debuffing the enemies, great support. Just always want to have her on your team. For the green wise, I have the green kid Gohan. If you have Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, definitely rock him for sure. He's definitely the best overall green blast base hybrids. Purple wise, I have Ultimate Gohan. I mean, just want to add in as many Gohan characters as possible. Yellow for blast base, I added in Trunks Vegeta. You could just add in Ultra Beast and just be fine. Even though he's strike base, he just works. That's just how powerful of a character he is. He just works on the team. Purple wise, I add in another purple with Goten, just because Goten gives extra support for Gohan and Goku characters. So just being able to heal them up and provide extra support. Blue wise, I decided to go with the Super Saiyan Gohan here from the movies. You could definitely add in another C tier character and add in this Gohan kid because he gives extra support as well. I just didn't want to add in 5 C tier characters, but you definitely can add them for sure. What you got to probably do is maybe replace. I don't know. You probably have to replace one of the green. You probably have to replace like one of the either yellow TV or green. I mean, what you could do is this actually. You can go here, double offensive Z abilities, and if you want that extra healing, you guys could definitely go C tier, take him out, put Gohan there, and then you could probably add in A tier and then add in Goten like that. You guys can definitely do that, or you guys can do that other option that I gave with TV with that movie Super Saiyan Gohan. You guys can definitely do that for sure. So best options for each color for blast base. I think red is going to be pan just because HP wise. After that, it's probably going to be Gotenks, and then it's going to be Nerdhan. After that, it's going to be yellow. Ultra Beast is number 1. I'll do TV number 2, Gotenks number 3, Goten number 4. Purple wise, I'm gonna go Ultimate Gohan. I'm gonna go free to play Goten. No, I'm actually gonna go Trunks, Grunks, Succession Grunks, and then I'm gonna go free to play Goten. After that, for green, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Kid Han from Saiyan Saga. Yeah, for blast base. And then after that, for blue, I'm gonna go with this Goten. I'm gonna Gohan, Kid Gohan. I'm gonna go with this Super Saiyan Gohan from the movies, and then I'm gonna go Grunks for sure. So, yeah, that's blast base of hybrids. Let's talk about the strike base. All right, last team we're gonna have is strike base hybrids. So I mean, for the backup, it's gonna be the same thing with the blast side. Kid Trunks, and then the Kid Gohan for sure. I'll probably put third as EX Gotenks for the Z tier. S tier was, like I said, it's pretty much Krillhan. I'll probably add in this Gohan for strike base side, and then this EX Future Gohan, and then this Sparking Future Gohan for sure. But they don't really got that many S tier options. A lot of them got dropped down to B, which was pretty weird. But when we talk about the main 6, you got to keep Pan in there for sure. In terms of the other characters, though, I mean, Blue Beast, you just want to add as many Gohans with Pan just to get that extra damage. I don't have Yellow Beast, but Yellow Beast would definitely be on my team, but I don't have him, unfortunately. Then after that, you have Nerdhan. I like adding him compared to Red Beast just because he's always in B tier while Red Beast is in C. So just another character that doesn't have to use that C tier option. You can use that for somebody else. I have Bola Vegeta just for another support and damage for everybody around them. Green wise, I decided to go with LF Trunks. I think LF Trunks is a solid green. Usually I'll add in like Drip Trunks or EX Grunks, but they're both in B tier, so I'm like, I might as well just use my C tier and add in a stronger green. So I decided to go with them. You guys could go with Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan if you have him. He's still amazing regardless of being Blaster Strike, but I don't have him. And then yellow, I just added in Goten because I don't have Ultra Beast. And I'm like, double offensive Z ability, he gets a guaranteed blue. He transforms. So pretty solid overall character-wise for yellow. So best characters for red, like I said, it's going to be Pan, it's going to be Nerdhan, it's going to be Transforming Beast. In terms of the strike base side, yellow, it's going to be Ultra Beast. It's going to be Gotenks. It's going to be Goten. Purple is going to be Bola Vegeta for me. I'll put them second because they have equal strike and blast stats. And then I'll do green Sweater Trunks. After that green, I'm going to go I'm gonna go Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, even though he's blast based, and I'm gonna go LF Trunks. And then I'm gonna go Drip Trunks, and then EX Grunks, and then Blue Wise, I'm gonna go Blue Beast, Sort of Hope Trunks, and then Secession Grunks LF. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, and rough, and I'm out. Peace.